Welcome to Cooking with Scott. This series, Chef Scott Richardson is giving us some ideas for simple meals that your teenagers can make so you can get them motivated in the kitchen. On tonight's show, we have a gorgeous Thai beef noodle salad, a potato and kurma bake, and potato pancakes topped with salmon and sour cream. We hope you enjoyed this series, and if you'd like any of the recipes, check out the details at the end of the show.
Hi, Scott here again in the kitchen with our series on cooking for teenagers. We're moving forward now. We've sort of covered some basic skills. We're now sort of moving up into a bit more technical stuff. So we're going to make a Thai noodle salad. Now this could be served hot or cold, or a combination of in between. So I've done quite a bit of prep first to get underway. In the first container we've got some shredded cabbage, which is going to go into my bowl. On top of that we've got some sliced red pepper and some sliced little sticks of carrot. If I was doing chefy speak, I'd say there's a little julienne of carrot, but just little sticks of carrot. So there's our carrot and our pepper, and also on top of that some spring onions. So they all go into that bowl together, and we're just going to give those a wee bit of a mix around. Now at the same time I've got a large fry pan on the stove that's just actually heating up, and we're going to be cooking today in sesame oil. Now that's going to add that real sesame flavour to our food, but we don't want to add too much of it. So if you need a bit more oil, then I suggest you use just a normal oil, a canola or a soya, or even the grapeseed that I'm using, and just add that to it. Otherwise it will be just too much of a sesame flavour. We have to look at our dressing. So our dressing is some hoisin sauce. So in goes the hoisin sauce into my bowl. To that we're adding some lime juice. In goes the lime juice. We're adding a wee bit of sugar and a wee bit of normal oil I'm just putting in there, and a wee bit of the sesame oil, just a touch. And I'm also going to put a wee bit of the coriander that we get in the paste in there as well. And we're going to mix all of those together. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use this as a wee bit of a dressing now for our vegetables, and then we're going to use it at the end also. So I'm going to take probably about half of it and just spoon that onto those veg that I've already talked about, and just toss that around. So that's just going to add some flavour to it. Right, my pan's heating up nicely. I've also got my spaghetti already done. Now if you wanted to, you could use a Asian style noodle. I've just used standard spaghetti noodles that we'd use in Italian cooking. Just cooked them till they were basically al dente, nice and cooked, or to the teeth as we say, and I just drained those up in some cold water and cooled them down. Now we've got some beef schnitzel, which we're going to cut. So I've just bought some schnitzel from the supermarket. Leave it in long thin strips. So I'm just cutting that quite thin, so it's going to cook very quickly. And that can go back into our container. So now we get on to our pan. So I'm just going to put a little touch of the sesame oil and the rest of our normal oil goes into there as well, and you can probably see that nice blue smoke coming there. That's what we want to see. So we're going to put in our beef schnitzel. As you can hear, nice and hot. That's what we want to hear. And I'm just quickly stir frying that around. We don't want to overcook it. So it's going to take on the flavours of the sesame oil. Get it nice and coloured on the outside. And I'm just going to take that off and just put it back into my container. And now while that pan's still hot, in goes our vegetables. I won't put them all in today, that will do. And I'm just going to toss those around. So all we're doing virtually is warming those through. We don't want to cook them down, we still want the crunch of the cabbage, the carrot and the red onions. In goes some of our noodles. So if you look at this from a nutritional point of view for a teenager, we've virtually got all our food groups in there. We've got a starch in the form of our noodles. We've got all those wonderful vegetables. We're putting in our beef schnitzel in the form of our protein. So the only thing we don't really have is any dairy in there. So, but still we've got our protein, our starch and our vegetables. And a good serving of those vegetables as well. Now at this stage we can put in, I'm just going to put some chilli on top of my beef, just to give that a bit of extra zing. I'm going to put the rest of our dressing ingredients just over that beef. And then all of that's going back in with all our vegetables and our noodles. So again, it coated in all those nice Asian flavours. Bring over our service plate. So this is quite a generous serve. I'd probably allow one slice of schnitzel per person. So there's two in there, so this would be enough for a couple of people. So you could even put it on the table as a shared dish. And then just to finish off, I've just got some sesame seeds. You could toast them if you want to, or they could just be put on plain. And that's just going to add another texture to it, give it a wee bit of crunch. So there we have our Thai noodle salad. Give that one a try and increase your skills. So this has been Scott in the Kitchen, cooking for teenagers.